in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. A little bit cloudy out there right now, and over on the west side of the state, they're getting some thunderstorm activity as we speak. Terry Henne at Radio Center, along with Jonathan Dent. John, I'm taking a look at the radar, and it looks like we got a little rain coming our way here.
Good thing, too.
Yeah, we really do need it. It appears right now as though the bulk of it, the heaviest amount of it, is going to go across southern Michigan, but we just might get a little bit of rain shower activity. Not anything real heavy, but a rain shower as it moves through rather rapidly here. We're looking at still some pretty warm temperatures, though. We're off to a pretty good start, you'd say?
Oh, yeah. For 11 a.m., I think we're doing pretty well, or 11:30, I suppose. Out at the airport, they're at 67, Midlands at 65. Here at Radio Center, we've broken that 70-degree mark.
And by the time the day is all done, I really think we're going to see some sun later on this afternoon. That's the only way we'll make it up to about 78 degrees. That's what I'm looking at for high temperature today. Scattered shower activity. The bulk of the shower activity, albeit scattered or concentrated, is going to be in the southern half of the lower peninsula. And I got a funny feeling we're probably going to see lingering shower activity south of the 69 corridor.
That seems to be what we've been seeing all summer. Is it usual that they get more rain down there than in mid-Michigan here?
As a rule of thumb, yes.
Okay.
But nothing like what we've seen this year.
Yeah.
Simply because their rains have been systematic all the way along. They've had some heavy showers like the other morning where Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, some of those spots reported an inch of rain, and we had practically nothing here.
Mm-hmm.
But our weather in the Great Lakes Bay area and areas to the east of I-75 and Michigan's Thumb, we've been exceptionally dry, drought-like conditions. So we're way below where we should be, and they're pretty much at or a little bit above. So that's why it appears as though the disparity is a lot greater than what it should be. And northern Michigan, they got a lot of shower activity earlier in the year. The sandy soil, the lighter soil up there has really been parched, and some of the crops in that part of the state aren't really looking all that great, especially the corn. We're looking at cobs that aren't very big, and they're kind of half to 3/4 filled out. So, and right now, some of that corn looks, well, it's brown.
Yeah, it's scary stuff. The further north you go, it just seems like it gets worse and worse.
I don't know how good a silage it would make,
yeah,
quite frankly, at this stage of the game. But it's there, and we'll deal with it however we can do it. What are we looking at right now? There is a high-pressure system over Ohio. So it has a tendency of breaking things up, and it will, as I said, as we go through the afternoon. But that strip of shower activity that started in Wisconsin really gained a lot of momentum as it got to Lake Michigan. And then once it hit the shore, it's starting to break down just a little bit. So scattered shower activity is the word as we go through the afternoon. By tonight, we should be looking at a low of 67. Sun will set this evening at 7:37, rise tomorrow morning at 7:22. It doesn't appear right now as though Michigan's Thumb, especially the upper thumb, is going to get much of anything in the way of moisture. That system is running from the northwest to the southeast, and it is going to deliver a glancing blow here to Midland, Saginaw, and Bay City. Tomorrow, we'll warm up nicely again, about 80, 81 degrees, but that's going to be early. Clouds will be moving in as we move through, especially the early afternoon, and there will be a chance of some scattered shower activity. I'm looking for the low-pressure system to move through by about 1 o'clock tomorrow. So after that, that's when fall feels like fall. It's not officially fall until I think it's like tomorrow night at 9 o'clock or something, but it's definitely going to feel like fall Mother Nature wise later on tomorrow. And tomorrow night will be at 50 degrees for a low. Thursday will struggle to hit 60 for a high. Looking
Really?
for a low on Thursday night of 40. So it's going to feel a little nippy out there. Clouds, scattered shower activity. Thursday is going to be a fall day all the way. Mostly cloudy, chilly, and some scattered showers around. Friday, mostly sunny skies, but still our temperature is going to be hovering around 62, 63 degrees. Clouds move in on Friday night, 45 for a low on Friday night. Saturday looks like a mix of clouds and maybe a glimpse of sun here and there. 68 is going to be our high on Saturday. I don't think we're going to get any moisture on Saturday. Low 50s for a low on Saturday night. Then Sunday, clouds, a much better chance of rain shower activity. 70 for a high, 50 for a low. And then moving into Monday, partly cloudy skies, middle 60s, chance of a shower around on Monday. And then we start to add up a little bit on these temperatures as we move through the work week next week. Record high in the state is 90 degrees, set back in 1931. And in 1931, we had 5 record-breaking days in the month of September. Matter of fact, for the decade of the 30s, 8 of the 30 days had record high temperatures in September. Record low in this state is 31, set in 1956. 7:37 sunset, 7:22 sunrise tomorrow morning. And on this date in 1957, we had more than 2.5 inches of rain, which is kind of interesting because back in 1957, that was one of the driest years that we had seen.
Really?
So to get 2.5 inches of rain on this date back in 1957, that was a major accomplishment.
Yeah, it was most of the rain we got that year, I guess.
It sure looked that way in the record books anyway. That's a look at the weather. We're going to touch base with Rick Hollister in a moment and find out what's going on as far as our markets are concerned. But we want to remind you, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. You know, a tractor might be your hobby, your passion, your livelihood, or even your legacy for the next generation. Steiner Tractor shares your enthusiasm for these antique machines, and they know that you want to keep them running. That's why they take their job personally at Steiner Tractor Parts, because they understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. 800-234-3280. Or go to the website, steinertractor.com. Well, is Rick ready to go, John?
I hope so.
I hope he's got some good prices.
Me too. Let's head over to the Andersons and talk with Rick Hollister now. Rick, good morning.
Good morning.
Is it time to celebrate yet?
Well, we've turned all green on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange in the grains anyway. And actually, after starting lower last night, and it was a little bit lower this morning, but like the wheat market's got almost a 50-cent range from low to high just today, or just overnight and today. So right now, wheat's up 40 to 41. Soybeans are up 15 or 16 cents. Corn's up 13. Continue to try and decipher through the more saber rattling from Russia, talking about annexing in a couple of those provinces towards the east there, and calling them Russian territories, and it just doesn't feel like that's a situation where Ukraine's going to end. But on a positive note, I did see Ukrainian farmers have ceded about 10% their winter wheat now. So they're getting after it to get that next wheat crop planted. But more conflict is going to continue the pressure on the wheat markets for the world, and for export that we normally would see coming out of Ukraine, even though the volume has increased here lately. It's still, their crop size is still in question on the corn, although they say the weather's been good. We'll see how much of it they can get harvested here in the next 6 weeks. So that's a lot of the rumors this morning, is more conflict over between Russia and Ukraine. That brought the wheat market back first, and then it has helped corn and soybeans trade higher also. Crop condition report last night didn't hurt the markets either. Overall, corn and soybean conditions just faded 1% out of the good to excellent ratings. But of note, I would guess Michigan soybean ratings dropped 10% out of the good to excellent ratings. And as I heard you talking about the drought over in the thumb and that, I think it's coming. We're coming to realize that there's just a lot of beans that ran out of moisture in some areas in Michigan, ran out of moisture here late in the going, but they dropped to good to excellent ratings, fully 10% in Michigan alone. I think we were the biggest mover because the crop is, getting pretty mature across most of the Midwest and getting started into harvest. So that doesn't hurt the market either when we see the crop conditions continue to deteriorate. But we're about at the end of the crop condition ratings anyway as we get started in harvest. So we'll just go by yield reports now, I think, and see where that takes us. We did have a little bit of announcement of some soybeans sold to China, so we've been continuing to get some little sales to China, which is good for the new crop, not for nearby, but for the new crop. And it looks like they're the soybeans that they would normally import from Brazil here during the month of August. There's a report out that China's imports from Brazil were down about 30% in August. Not sure why, but the volume they're doing there is quite a bit lower than expected here for the month of August. Just past us. So we'll see if that means we'll shift a little more as we get into harvest. We'll shift a little more demand our direction. We'd be hopeful that would be the case, but Brazil's getting some moisture rebuild, and as they're edging towards their springtime, and they're still talking about putting out a huge crop of soybeans this year because of the prices, and their currency's been so weak, it's got to make it, and the U.S. dollar's been so strong, it's got to make their soybeans very competitively priced compared to U.S. soybeans. But we'll see over the next couple of months how many beans we can get sold to China. Decidedly absent is the corn business to China, though. We just don't seem to ever get anything going there, and may not this year. This might be one of those years that we just don't sell much corn to China, which will add stocks onto the end a year from now, stocks onto the end of our corn. So
where are we right now as far as the board goes?
Yeah, right now we've had a fairly quiet end of last week. Market's just marking sideways. So right now with corn up 13, we've got corn for September, October, or November. We're one price now, $6.36. January at $6.61. Soybeans for September, October, or November, one price again for new crop, $14.23. The old crop red wheat delayed pricing at $7.85, new crop at $8.36, old crop white wheat at $8 even, and the new crop white wheat at $8.86.
Thank you. You have a great day, Rick.
Have a good one.
I will. Take care. Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. Doug Klein joining us now. The Market Report brought to you by Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. And by Krejak's House Family Restaurant. If you've got to supply the food for an event coming up, 989-894-5531. Corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City South Side, Krejak's House. They'll take care of you. Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
I'm smiling.
I can tell.
I'm just thinking about the hundreds of billions of dollars these millennials and the young people are not going to inherit because they voted for a communist in the White House.
Oh,
Just makes me happy to think when they open that little envelope and look at their inheritance, it's empty. And they say, well, we're going to sell the mansion that mom and dad lives in, and it's got a mortgage.
yes, it does.
You're welcome, you little brats. Maybe you'll think twice about voting red like that again.
Ouch, ouch, yes.
So yeah, Ford is down 9.5% today. So they're getting hammered. And we talk about catching a falling knife. Well, I would think catching a falling truck might even be more painful. But
an electric truck, you'd get get fried.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, the dollar is much stronger today again. The yen hit a 24-year low today, so their currency is highly competitive against us. And there's nothing in the precious metals going on as far as you'd think they'd be going up against. Again, whatever. I don't know. You'd think they'd be going up, but they're not. So here's your numbers. The December corn is 691.5, up 13.25. The September of 23 corn 645.25, up 10. November soybeans 1479, up 17.75. March soybeans 1486.25, up 17. And November of 23 soybeans 1394, up 11.25. December wheat is 870.75, up 40.25. And the July of 23 wheat, 886.25, up 35.5. So crude oil giving back a little bit, but not much. 83.90, down $1.83. Heating oil is 327.25. That's up a penny and a quarter. Gasoline is 243.81. That's down 2.5 cents, but still puts us at 310. Natural gas is 7.95. That's up 15 cents. So over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar by $1.3340 Canadian. That's up 92 ticks. That's the lowest the Canadian dollar's been in about 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. The dollar yen, the dollar buys you 143.66 yen. That's up 46 ticks. The euro sitting at 99.90. That's down 3.5 ticks. The dollar's at 110.05. That's up 31 ticks. Gold's at $1672.90, down $5.30. Silver's $19.19, down 16.5 cents. Platinum's at $923.50. It's up $5.
Doug, have a good one.
Good luck.
We'll look for a update tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
There we go. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. If you ever wondered how the farm all got its name, well, think about this for a minute. Baling, cutting hay, feeding, hauling, loading, pulling, raking, cleaning the barn, mixing feed, cultivating, hitching, digging, emergency tow, harrowing, hoisting, leading parades, excavating, grading. You kind of get the idea. Case IH Farmall tractors range from 35 to 140 horsepower, and they're available right now at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. They carry a wide range of Case IH compact Farmall series tractors, so you'll find the right fit for your operation. From the value-packed compact Farmall A series to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C series with cabs. Check them out today. Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, making it real simple. The Farmall does it all, so no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red. That's Farmall. Along with me, I've got Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, what should we be doing right now?
Terry, yesterday we talked about killing weeds right now, either in your lawn or in the landscape. Now is a great time because they're putting all that stuff down in their roots. They're understanding they're going dormant, and so they're storing things in their roots. And when it's herbicide, it does well. But when you want something to grow well next year, fertility and all that energy is a good thing to store also. So now by fertilizing your trees and shrubs, if they're struggling, fertilize them. If you've got that 6-foot hedge, you need to be at 8 foot, fertilize them and push them along. So now is a great time. Maybe the 1st of October, the month of October, early November might be a little bit better, but we're almost there. By the time you get out and buy your fertilizer and go, that would be the time to do it. And easy is just a good granular fertilizer. Ideally, we like a ratio of somewhere of 3-1-2 or 4-1-2, and that nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. 3-1-2, 4-1-2 would be great. So fertilize your trees and look at the benefits you're going to reap next year.
All right. Jerry, talk to you again tomorrow. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Craig Voorhees joining me right now from Rummel Insurance. You know, John, yesterday we were talking a little bit about farmers kind of thinking about maybe not so active anymore, renting the land, doing that sort of thing. Craig, let's talk a little bit. Let's forward ourselves on that just a little bit. What should folks be doing right now?
Right, Terry, good morning. Yes, yesterday's conversation spurred a few thoughts on that topic of when folks retire from farming and wind things down. And, we get those not too often, but on occasion. I know I'll be doing a couple of them here later this fall with folks. And a lot of times they think they can just completely get rid of their farm policy. And most of the time that's not the case. I mean, homeowners policies are, yes, less expensive than a farm policy, and everybody likes to pay less for insurance, myself included. But if you're still own the ground and are renting it out, and if you still have the buildings, you can decrease the insurance on the buildings if you want. That's certainly an option, but you certainly want to keep that farm policy in place so that extends the liability as it does now, but you want to continue that onto the farm land. Even though you're not working it, something could still come back to you, and we want the farm policy to protect you if it does.
That's good advice. Thank you so much, Craig. You hit on a very topical topic right now.
Thanks, Terry. We try to hit one once in a while.
Well, you hit a home run today. Take care, all righty?
All right. Thank you very
Craig
much.
Voorhees with Rummel Agency. Let's find out what's going on in New York right now. Steve Anderson, have I taken out enough insurance for today?
I don't know. I'd have to take a look at your policy and review it.
Okay. Well, let's start with what you got on the board and go from there.
All righty. Right now, we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average, 255 points, putting it at 30,766. Volume is 287 million shares. NASDAQ's down 28 at 11,507. Volume 302 million shares. Locally, we're down across the board. 179 even on Caterpillar, down 311. Deere, 356.42, down 627. CMS 66.20, down $1. Dow 45.95, down 79. DuPont 54.32, down 101. Corteva 60.99, down 43. GM 39.63, down 176. Trinzio 24.26, down 79. Walmart 133.66, down 67. Home Depot 276.15, down 427. Huntington Bank is 13.99, down 4, and AT&T is down 17 at 16.59. And I'm going to quit there.
I don't blame you, Steve. Thank you. You take care. All righty.
I will. You do the same.
Will do. We'll be right back.
Did you know that the Cookjan Superstore sells Buicks? That's right. The official name of the dealership is Cook Chevrolet Buick. Over the years, our Chevy customers often tell us, I didn't know you guys sold Buicks. Well, we do. And in fact, we've sold hundreds and hundreds of Buicks over the last 31 years. Apparently, we haven't advertised them enough. Even with the supply and chip shortage keeping car lots empty, we need to let you know that at Cook Chevrolet Buick, you just might find the Buick Envision, Buick Enclave, Buick Encore GX, or Buick Encore that you've been searching for. The top seller today is the Buick Encore, leasing for as low as $238 a month. That's right, just $238. Let us know which Buick you're shopping for, and we'll notify you when it arrives. That's Cook Chevrolet Buick, emphasis on Buick, M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar.
Payment based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates, 2724 due at signing. Call or visit us online at cookchevybuick.com. Experience Buick.
Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, and Beale City knows a complex world sometimes demands a simple solution. Case in point, Workmaster utility tractors from New Holland. They're tough, practical workhorses that give you unmatched comfort with a low cost of ownership. Models from 55 to 75 horsepower give you expanded visibility with comfortable seating for two. A hitch lift capacity up to 4,000 pounds means you can accomplish more with larger implements. Stop by Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, or Beale City today and ask about Workmaster utility tractors.
We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.